In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you could start your very own Amazon online arbitrage business in 2026, step by step. Online arbitrage is what let me make over 100K in profit my first year, spend a lot more time with my family, go on trips, and not have to work a 9-to-5 in my early 20s. I love online arbitrage because it allows you to work with Amazon, which means that you get access to millions of customers, which also means that you could be making money online without showing your face, running any ads, creating your own product, and most importantly, having to buy from complicated suppliers. In this video, I'm gonna break down everything you need to know to get started. So the softwares that you need, the budget, how to find products, how to get ungated, and everything else that a lot of people don't talk about when you first start off your Amazon FBA business. So make sure that you stay to the very end of the video so you can see the exact blueprint that I used and a bunch of my students used. I'll put the results right here to have success in the Amazon FBA business. So how does Amazon online arbitrage actually work, and how is it different from all the other ways you could sell on Amazon? Online arbitrage refers to the process of buying brand name discounted products from retailers like Kohl's, Walmart, Target, shipping them to your place. You ship them to the Amazon FBA warehouse, and then once they get to the warehouse, you don't have to worry about the rest of it. Amazon will take care of everything else. Amazon handles all the packing, shipping, and even storing the product in the warehouses, and that's how the customers are able to get their products so fast. Online arbitrage is much easier to start compared to the other ways you could sell on Amazon, like Amazon wholesale, where you gotta be buying products in bulk from a distributor, or like Amazon private label, where you gotta be buying products from China and then trying to launch your own product on Amazon. The big problem with wholesale is that you do need a lot more money to start, and a lot of the times you're gonna be spending $1,000, $2,000, even up to $3,000 on a single order. And if you're a complete beginner who doesn't know what they're doing, this is a really easy way to lose money. And a lot of the times, these wholesalers don't even wanna work with Amazon sellers to begin with. And the problem with private label is that you are gonna have to create demand for your product, which means that you're gonna have to learn how to run ads. You're gonna have to try to get in the front page of Amazon, which a lot of the times, a lot of beginners never do. And that's because there's already established brand name products on Amazon who are gonna be winning the sale compared to your product that nobody even knows about. So overall, online arbitrage is gonna be significantly cheaper to start, and it's gonna be less risky to start as well. In terms of actually selling on Amazon, you are gonna wanna do a few things as soon as you can. The first thing is creating your seller account. You're gonna wanna go to sell.amazon.com and create your account. It's probably gonna cost you around $39 a month to actually sell on Amazon's platform, which in my opinion is 100% worth it. You're gonna get millions of customers to look at your store, and you're gonna have the biggest platform in the world to sell your products on. A lot of people think that you need very expensive softwares to start selling on Amazon. The reality is that you only need two softwares to begin with. The first one is called SellerAmp, which should only be around $29 a month, which I highly recommend. It's almost a requirement for majority of sellers. It lets you know the sales per month, it lets you know your profit, your ROI, and it lets you know if you're eligible to sell a product. The second software you're gonna need is called Keepa. Keepa is only gonna be about $20 per month, and Keepa is gonna let you know the long-term price history of a product. That way you're not buying something that ends up dropping in price later down the line. Those are the only two softwares you're gonna need as a beginner, and if you do want a free trial for both of them, go to the link in my YouTube video and you'll get a free trial. It would be $50 for the softwares monthly, it would be $40 for your Amazon account, and it would be around $20 to $30 per month for supplies like boxes, tape, and other stuff you need to ship products out. So while wholesale and private label require $5,000 to $10,000 to get started, you could start online arbitrage with $500 to $1,000. So now I'm gonna go over the process of analyzing and finding products with the software SellerAmp and Keepa. And I'm also gonna show you how to get ungated. That way you could learn how to get approved to sell new products on your Amazon account. Quick interruption to the video, guys, but if you ever do wanna work with me one-on-one, I do have a personalized mentorship. All you gotta do is apply down below. That's for people that want more guidance and want more help step by step. But without further ado, let's start showing you how to actually use these softwares and actually learn how to find products and analyze products as well. All right, so this is gonna be the first example that we look at. As you can see right here, it's the Jellycat keychain. And if we pull up the SellerAmp Chrome extension on our computer, you can see right here it's gonna show you a bunch of information. The main tab that you wanna pay attention to is the quick info option right here. This quick info option is gonna show you everything you need to know. And obviously, you know, the first thing you wanna look at is the picture. Just double check that it's the exact same product that we're looking at. The last thing you wanna do is make a purchase and it ends up being a completely different product. It looks like this is the same thing, so we should be good to go. The next thing we wanna do is look at the BSR. So this BSR right here stands for bestseller rank. Basically what it means is, you know, the lower the BSR, the better it's ranked. The higher the BSR, the worse it's ranked on Amazon. And you always wanna make sure it's in the top 1 or 2%. This one is ranked 1%, which is a really good sign. And for the actual ranking, this one says 113K. You want to make sure it's ranked under 200K minimum. So this one, 113K, is pretty good. You know, if you ever find a product that's ranked 5%, that's ranked 4%, then it just means that it's probably going to be selling a lot slower. And then for the sales per month, it's going to show you how many times it's selling per month. This one right here is selling around 200 times per month, which is a really good sign. And if you want to double check that, you could go on the Amazon website itself, and you can see right here, it tells you that it sells 200 times in the past month. So far, so good. It looks like it sells pretty good per month. And, you know, the BSR is pretty highly ranked. So it's a good ranking, 1%, top 1% in the category. So far, everything is checking out. The next thing you want to pay attention to is the maximum cost. This price right here, which is $31.27, this is going to be very crucial because you want to make sure that the maximum cost is like whatever product you're buying, you want to make sure that you find it under that maximum cost. Because right here in the cost price, this is where you're going to plug in the price that you bought it for. So like, let's say we bought this product for $35. You're going to see that we're going to be making only $2 profit, and the ROI is going to be 7%, which is going to be a little bit lower under our criteria. So, you know, if you find it under $31, let's say we find it for $25. Let's say we find this product for $25 and, you know, we're going to be making $12 profit. We're going to be making 50% ROI. Then, you know, it's going to be a good product to buy. And that's why this maximum cost right here is very important, because you want to make sure that you find it under that price. Otherwise, you're probably not going to be making that much of a profit. And for the sell price right here, you always want to make sure you put, you know, whatever it's selling for. So right here, it sells for $49.91. So that's what we put right here. Obviously, if you want to price it higher, you could always put $55, you know, whatever price you want to put it at. In my opinion, I always like putting whatever it's selling for at the current moment, which is $49.91. And, you know, that's just going to give you a higher chance of actually getting a sale. So right here for the cost price, we're going to put 0 because we haven't actually found the actual product. But let's go to the actual website that we did end up finding the product for, and then that way we could plug in the cost price information right here of whatever price we're planning on buying it for. So the website that we found it from was the actual Jellycat website. As you can see right here, it's selling for $30 on the Jellycat website. You want to double check the pictures, just make sure it's the exact same product. Right here, it does look like the same product, just double check. And it's selling for $30, so this is what we're going to be plugging in on SellerAmp. If we go back to SellerAmp, you're going to put it right here where it says cost price, $30. And you can see right here, after you plug it in, it's going to be making you $7 profit, and it's going to be giving you 25% ROI. So literally everything is checking out. It looks perfect. You're going to be making a profit. It's selling a good amount of times per month. You're under the maximum cost. And the BSR is also really, you know, top 1%, basically a fast selling product. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to scroll down right here where it says offers, the offers tab. This is going to be the other place that you're going to be wanting to double check. And this is going to show you everybody else who's selling the product. So you can see right here, if you browse through the names, it's going to tell you everybody else who's selling it. And it also tells you if they're doing FBM or if they're doing FBA. So it looks like everybody here is doing FBM. So that means they're shipping it to the customer themselves. And it also shows you the stock count. So it shows you how much inventory those specific sellers have in stock. It looks like the person that's winning the buy box, so the person that's at the top that's winning the sale, currently has 10 units in stock. So, you know, if you want to double check and look at your competition, this offers tab is going to be very important. And the reason I said we should price it for $49.91 is because you can see right here, the person that has it priced the cheapest, which is the top seller right here, is the one that's going to be winning the sale. So you could price it theoretically at $57, but the chances of you actually getting a sale is going to be a lot lower compared to somebody who has it priced a lot more competitively. So that's why I say, you know, obviously, whatever the Amazon website has it listed for, that's usually the price you're going to want to price it at. The next thing you're going to want to look at is the buy box analysis. So on SellerAmp, SellerAmp basically has a feature that shows you the buy box. The buy box basically just refers to whoever's winning the sale. And you can see right here, it looks like everybody on here is winning it. And what I always like to tell everybody is if it looks like the Wheel of Fortune, if it looks like a very colorful box, then that is a really good sign. That really just tells you that it is selling pretty fast and it is selling, you know, it's getting distributed by everybody. So everybody's going to be getting a sale. If you ever see a buy box that only has one seller, so if it's only one color or one seller or maybe just two sellers, but it doesn't look as colorful, then that is going to be a bad sign. That's just going to show you that, you know, probably not a product that you want to be selling on, because you're probably not going to be getting rotated on the sales. But so far so good. This is an example of like, theoretically what a perfect product would look like. So after you double check everything with SellerAmp and you see that it's good to go, the next thing you want to do is just double check it with Keepa. Keepa is basically another software that shows you the long-term price history of the product, and it's separate from SellerAmp. A lot of people get these two softwares confused. Basically how it works, it's going to show you the price history. So you can see right here, the pink line is going to be the buy box line, and that's going to be the main line you want to pay attention to. There is other lines like the new offer, the sales rank. You could always add different data, but for me specifically, and what I usually recommend for beginners is to just keep the buy box line open, which is the pink line, because that's going to be the one you're mainly going to want to be focusing on as a complete beginner. And you can see right here, the pink line, you can see it dropped around $45, but this was back in October. And then it looks like it's been pretty consistent around $49, which is what we're selling it for, to around $50 to $53. So we should be good to go. It doesn't look like it's going to be dropping anytime soon. The main thing you want to watch out for is if it drops more than $10, so like let's say it's priced around $50 right now, and you see that it drops down to like $30 or maybe even $20, then those are going to be the signs you want to watch out for, because that basically just means that it's not going to be a reliable product. The next thing that you want to look at is the offer tab right here. So the offer count, basically what this shows you is how many people are selling the product. It looks like it's been slowly decreasing, and that's probably because it's selling out. Usually for the offer count, you want to make sure that it's not shooting straight up and that it's not shooting straight down. If it's shooting straight up, then it usually just means there's a lot of sellers who are getting on the listing, which means that there's a lot of competition. And if it's shooting straight down, then that usually means that, there might be an IP complaint, a private label complaint. But if it's slowly, gradually going down, or if it's staying pretty consistently, in a straight line, then you should be good to go. So it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with this product. And after you double check it with Keepa, you want to, go ahead and go back to the website and basically just make the purchase, and you should be good to go. You should be able to sell the product, because everything checks out on SellerAmp and everything also checks out on Keepa. So we're just going to need to use SellerAmp and Keepa to source and analyze products. And where a lot of beginners go wrong is that they don't know where to find products. They don't know how to source products to begin with. So I'm going to be going over the whole storefront stocking method, which is pretty straightforward. You go through other sellers on SellerAmp and you try to see what products they're carrying. Then you go to Google and you try to find the website where you could buy the product from. That way you could start making some profit on your Amazon FBA business. So now we're going to be going over a storefront stocking example. As you can see right here, this is a product that I was looking at earlier, but if we scroll down, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to the offers tab, as you can see right here on SellerAmp. And right away, whenever you go to the offers tab, you're going to be able to see all of the other sellers who are selling this specific product. And you can see right here, some of them look like they're bigger sellers, some of them look like they are smaller sellers. The main way you could tell if they're an experienced seller, if they're a wholesaler or a distributor, is by the review count. So if you look at the reviews, this person right here has 11,000 reviews, this person has 28 reviews, this person has 2,000 reviews, and this person has 1,000 reviews. Anything over 1,000 reviews is not going to be a good seller to storefront stock, because you're probably not going to be able to find any products for the price that they found them at. Most likely they're going to be a wholesaler or a distributor. So out of these 4 sellers, it looks like this person right here, the name is Little Disoria. It looks like this person, only 28 reviews, under 1,000, probably also doing online arbitrage, is going to be a good seller to look at. So once you find a seller under 1,000 reviews, you're going to want to click on this button right here that says FBM, or it might say FBA, depending if they're doing FBM or FBA. We're going to click on it, and as soon as we click on it, it's going to take us straight to their storefront. So right here, we could see all the products that they're selling. If we scroll down, you can see right here, they're selling a bunch of products, a lot of beauty products. And yeah, kind of go through their whole storefront. You can kind of look and see, which one you might like. Obviously, the ones that have a maximum cost of $-, stay away from it. You're obviously not going to find a product under $, doesn't make any sense. Or if it says Amazon is on the listing as well, so right here in the offers tab, if you see that Amazon is on the listing, also stay away from it. Probably means that Amazon is also selling the product, and it's probably going to be a little bit more competitive. So we're going to try to look for another one that might be a little bit better. Usually when I'm looking for products, I look at the maximum cost. The higher the maximum cost, the better chance you're going to have of actually finding a profitable product. So for example, if we go for this product right here, the maximum cost is $1. Most likely, if we click on it, we're probably not going to find it under $1. It's just not realistic unless we get super lucky and we find it for like a couple cents, but it doesn't really make sense. You're going to want to find one that has a higher maximum cost to give you a better chance of actually dropping the price. So, 13 cents right here on the maximum cost also doesn't make sense. Probably not going to find something under 13 cents. We're going to keep on looking at the storefront to see if we could find something. And you can see right here, a couple of them are at $16. This one right here, it says there's no buy box, so probably going to stay away from it. We want to look for one that is a little bit on the higher end in the maximum cost, but is also pretty good with the BSR and the estimated sell. So, just double checking every specific product that's on this storefront. And we're going to try to see if we could find one. Right away, we found one that's at $21. So this one could be a potential good one. And then it looks like over here, this one right here is for $42. So whenever I find one that has a maximum cost, usually over $20, that's usually a good sign, better chance of actually finding it for cheaper. The sales per month is 200. The BSR is 1%. Everything is checking out. Next thing you want to do, once you find something that's good to go, you're going to want to click on it. Once you click on it right here, it's going to take you to this specific store. Not the specific store, but the specific description of the product. And right away, you can see right here, everything is checking out. So the buy box over here on the right hand side, it looks good. It looks like everybody's sharing the listing. It looks like there's a couple FBM, a couple FBA. And right away, if you go over here, you can see that it's selling 200 times per month. And you can see that the maximum cost is $40. So if the maximum cost is $40, that's usually, usually gives us a really good chance of actually finding it for cheaper. So next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to go up, and right here where it shows the picture of the product, you're going to want to click on the Google button. This Google button is going to take you to all the websites that are selling this specific product. And you can see right here, all we got to do is find this product under $40 and we're going to be good to go. We're going to be able to find it for a profit essentially. So we're going to click on Google. And right away, as soon as we click on Google, you can see there's a couple of different websites on here. This one right here by Ulta Beauty, it looks like it's selling for $32. So right away, good sign. And as you can see right here, it looks like $32 for this specific product. It's the one that we're looking at. Our maximum cost was $40. So it looks like it should be good to go. And if we go back on here, if we type $32, which is what we found it for, you're going to see right here that we're going to be making $16 profit. So right off the bat, it's profitable. There was other websites as well that were selling this product, like Macy's, but they were selling it for $60. Bloomingdale's was selling it for $60 as well. So, probably not going to be the same product. But this one right here, it looks like it's selling it for $32. Probably the best one we're going to find. I don't think we're going to find another deal cheaper than $32. And right off the bat, you could see $16 profit and, 200 sales per month. Everything is checking out. We're good to go. And that's basically how storefront stocking works. So you could keep on doing the same thing with other sellers. As you can see right here, we would do the same thing. Keep on going through all the other sellers, and as long as they're under 1,000, we should be able to click on them and most likely find something that is going to be profitable. Now, I know you're probably thinking, that's cool, Noe, you could sell all these big brands, but what about me? What about a new seller who just created their seller account? What can I sell? So if you're a complete beginner, you are going to be declined for a bunch of the bigger brands like Nike, Adidas, Lego, Disney. All these big brands are not going to let you sell them right away, but you are going to want to focus on the smaller brands. Eventually, you're going to work your way up. Usually how Amazon works is once you gain account maturity, they're going to trust you and they're going to automatically start opening up a bunch of the bigger brands, but you are going to have to provide an invoice. If you don't know what an invoice is, it's basically a document that Amazon asks for whenever you want to get approved for a product. And a lot of people get this confused with a receipt. It is not a receipt. It is an invoice. It is completely different. There's a couple websites that do provide legitimate invoices. One of the very well-known ones is Target. If you purchase 10 items from Target, you will automatically get approved for that specific brand. And if you don't get approved, you might get declined, which is completely normal for beginners. You just got to keep on reapplying and eventually you'll get approved. I'm going to show you guys an example. That way you guys kind of have a better idea of what I'm talking about. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to a website that actually provides an invoice, for example, Target, and then you're going to want to find a product that is also selling on Amazon. So we're looking at this yogi tea. It's elderberry lemon balm immune plus stress. And if we go to the Amazon website, as you can see right here, Amazon is also selling it. So you always want to make sure that the product you're trying to get ungated for is also selling on Amazon. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So you can see right here, it is selling on Amazon. It looks like 5,000 units were sold in the past month. So it's a good product. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to go back to the website and you want to go to shipping. It's going to give you a bunch of options: pickup, delivery, shipping. Wherever you're getting the invoice from, you always want to click on shipping, because shipping is going to be the one that gives you the invoice. If you do pickup, they'll give you a receipt, which is completely different. So for example, we're going to click on shipping. We're going to go to quantity, and you're going to want to make sure you get minimum 10 10 is always what they ask for. Some units do require more. So for example, if you're trying to get approved for a big brand like Nike, they're probably going to require 100 units or 200 units. But the main focus is just paying attention to the brands that only require 10. So only 10 is what we're looking for. Assuming Yogi Tea only requires 10 units, this would be a good one. You would add them to your cart. And then once you add them to your cart, they'll ship them to your address. Once they ship them to your address, you'll get the invoice via email as well as via on your Target account. And then you'll just add it as a PDF, download it to your Amazon account, and then you should be able to get approved for this specific category. Once you get approved for this specific category, it's gonna be for the whole Yogi category. It's not gonna be for every type of tea. So it's not gonna approve you for Starbucks. It's not gonna approve you for Dunkin' Donuts. It's only gonna approve you for the Yogi brand. So any type of product within the Yogi brand, within the Yogi branded items, then you should be good to go. Everything else, not gonna approve you. You're gonna have to do every like Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, all on your own. Completely different invoices is basically what I'm trying to say. That's gonna be it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys ever do want further help, if you do want that one-on-one mentorship, if you want me to help you step by step and guide you through the whole process, go apply to the mentorship in the description down below. I also always do giveaways on my YouTube videos. So if you do want to be entered in a cash giveaway, go comment FBA in the comment section and I will make sure to include you. I hope you guys have a very good day and I really hope you guys get started soon. Take care, guys.